LoveLine.
LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. This is LoveLine. LoveLine. With Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician, addiction medicine specialist. Cary Elwes here tonight. Sort of did that right.
You did it.
Leigh Whannell. Wait, Leigh Whannell?
Almost.
Whannell.
1L?
No, not 1L. And
1L. It is. It's
oh,
literally,
you do hit the N.
Yeah. How I would say it is there's only 1L in Leigh.
Right. Wait. All right, let me hear you say your last name.
1L.
1L. Oh, there's only 1L.
That's it.
1L. Leigh Whannell. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead. Yeah.
Just write 1L down there.
Yeah, all right. That's what I'm going to do. Fantabulous. I don't know why I bother writing because I can't read. It's really like buying going out and
spelled like that.
Buying a set of tires when you don't have a car.
You could just put an L down there. That'll
It's half-price education. It was like we can teach you to either read or write. Pick.
Yeah.
And you chose reading. You chose writing.
I chose ceramics class. Leigh is from Australia, by the way, and Cary, of course, is from England. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.
The movie Saw, by the way, S-A-W, like Saw and Bones.
Chainsaw.
And it's coming out this Friday, and it seems scary. I'm prepared to be scared. And Leigh, you co-wrote it, right? And starred in it as well.
I share the story credit with James Wan, who directed the film, a good friend of mine, also from Australia, but I actually wrote the screenplay all by my lonesome, which is good for an actor.
Yeah. Well, maybe you're a horrible actor. We'll have to find out.
You've seen the film?
If you're good in it, then it'll be good. But if we notice that you're bad, because I got to say, when
he wrote the best dialogue for himself.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw, one of my favorite movies is Cult Fiction.
Oh, yeah.
And Pulp Fiction, sorry.
Both of them.
There we go. Pulp Fiction, and we saw it in a screening before it ever came out, and we had no idea who anybody was, and we saw the movie, and me and Jimmy saw the movie and said, wow, that was a great movie, except for that one guy was a bad actor. And the one guy was the guy who wrote it. Other than that, it was like everyone was fantastic, except for that one guy. Wonder how he got it.
Well,
Yeah. But no, that's not what's going to happen with Saw. That's what I'm saying.
No, this guy did a great writing job on the script.
All right, well, give us the thumbnail sketch of the movie.
The pitch.
Yeah, give us the pitch.
Two strangers awaken in a dark room, essentially. They can't see anything, which is always scary. They manage to turn on the lights, and my character, Adam, finds myself staring at Cary's character, Dr. Gordon, and we're two men who are chained up at opposite ends of this kind of grimy industrial bathroom.
And you don't know why you're there?
We don't know why we're there, don't know how we got there, and it all sort of goes from there.
Do you know who you are and things?
We start to figure out that we've been put there by a serial killer who calls himself Jigsaw, who basically just wants to torture us.
Right.
And
why don't you remember how you got there and all that?
He drugged us.
The drugs.
Yeah.
We've woken up in this room, and in fact, his whole sort of modus operandi is to put people into these situations and force them to play a game, force them to choose to either hurt themselves or hurt someone else to stay alive. In this particular case, Cary's character has to kill my character.
Yeah, it's a very suspenseful film and very taut.
And you break out of the dungeon.
I can't tell you. You have to see it. There's a very surprise ending. You got to see it. It's a very, very seriously dark psychological thriller. I mean, very, very graphic.
Well, that's it. I'm seeing it. Except for I'm not going to theaters because I think I might have something here. Or is this a DVD? Is this a DVD? CD?
CD.
For Christ's sake!
You thought it was a bootleg copy from Bali. You were mistaken.
Oh man, I got all excited. This is it. So there's a soundtrack that accompanies.
There is. We were lucky enough to have Mr. Charlie Clouser, who is 1/6 of 9 Inch Nails.
Wow.
And he did the music. That's the thing that's great about LA. We said to the producers, we want kind of a 9 Inch Nails-y type sound. And they said, well, why not get the guy from 9 Inch Nails?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what they do when they cast people. They go, we want a Dr. Drew type. And then Dr. Drew says, what about me? And they say, no.
You high?
All right. So the movie is coming out this Friday.
Right.
The Red Sox have finally won, so everyone please shut the F up about it. Please, with you Sox. I've had such an ass full of you Sox fans.
Look at
It's
the picture of
enough
Boston.
already.
What's going on in Boston around the back of that riot?
Oh, please, do something. You know what? And I predict a huge emotional letdown for the city of Boston. People don't realize what it's like. It gives them something to do. It really does.
Yeah.
It really gives them. It gives them something to think about, something to get up in the morning.
Is that the sound of burning going?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's wood burning. We need more car metal
Riots in the
upholstery.
streets.
Yeah.
That's where the BBC reporter comes in and goes,
Right.
burning, looting, the streets of Boston overrun by rioters. Once again, the fruit of peace has become the jam of war. I'm Azim Akram, BBC News, as Boston burns. Sorry.
I love that.
Awesome. Dead on.
Wow, that is awesome.
We'll get later on in the show, Cary, we'll be bringing on some guests, some friend of his, maybe Michael Caine will come on. Look, it's later in the show. You're going to have to stay with us.
Cary, you do a Michael Caine.
I'm known to do Michael Caine.
Awesome.
But not yet,
From
though.
time to time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a guy who's been in like 750 movies.
Oh, yeah.
Well, didn't you have a story about
Yeah.
him, the way he accepts
One
his
time,
roles?
his agent called him and said, "Hey, Michael, I have a script for you." And Michael said, "Oh yeah, what's it about?" And the agent said, "Well, it's about $1 million." And Michael went, "Right, I'll do it."
Yeah, finally we got somebody on this show that's got a little life in him, Drew.
Hey!
Normally,
They'll lose it. Don't worry.
We got the normally.
squeeze it
Let me
out
tell you
of
what the show is. Normally, it's like the bass player from Slipknot. It's like, hey, yeah, talking to the mic over here, hey, over here, Drew. Administer CPR or go get the crash card or something. I think his heart stopped again. Finally, we got some. Oh, we got the BBC reporter. We got
Great.
Michael Caine.
in the studio.
Awesome. Actually, can you get Michael Caine on the show? All right, let's move forward here, Drew. You ready? All right, so calls come in, you jump in, you say whatever you want. Ceci,
Yes.
what's up? You're 23.
Okay. What's up, guys? I just want to say hello.
Hi.
Anyway.
Hi.
Hi. Okay, I have a question regarding my boyfriend and his testicle.
Nice.
You know, you kind of inspect your significant other's body when you're just laying there naked. And I started
That
noticing...
stops at a certain point, too.
Yeah,
What was that?
yeah, that stops after a while.
Oh, yeah, well, it's still interesting to me.
No, I mean,
But-
Drew, you, if your wife walked past you, you have a woodpecker on your head going at your brain, so just keep walking. Right?
Oh, yeah. No
Probably
idea.
put something down so it didn't mess up the sheets. Don't get any blood or fecal matter on the sheets, and then just keep walking. All right.
What's the question?
So I noticed that one of his testicles was a little bit larger than the other. That wasn't the only thing. It had like it was a little lumpy on one side. Like his left testicle is a little lumpy.
Yeah, those are usually varicoceles or cystoceles. Those aren't anything to worry about. If it's
They're not.
As long
He's
as
not.
it's not rock hard, if it's smooth and rubbery, you're fine. But if it's something
Well,
like a very irregular surface, like a pebble, then you ought to have that looked into.
Yeah, it looks like almost like cellulite growing on.
How would
His
you see
testicle,
cellulite
I
on
don't
a scrotum? Scrotum.
I don't know. And by the way,
Is he leaning to one side?
Yeah, bigger.
Yeah.
It's common for them to be bigger, on a different angle, lower than the other, and it's even common for there to be these cysts inside, these varicoceles or cystoceles. But again, if they're smooth and rubbery, relax.
yeah. So what? It would feel
Feels smooth.
pebbly.
Pebbly. If you feel the difference between like a surface like this and something that's like a rock, like a pebble.
20 years in radio, you
A
still do
cup.
that.
A
This,
surface of a
you
cup.
still do this. 20 years in radio, he still does like hand signals and shows pictures and has a dry erase board and stuff.
Good.
This, you actually say this.
I said this.
You said this. And would anyone like to call? Someone call in and guess what this is? That'd be an interesting
Great
game.
new game.
What do you think this is?
Perfect.
They're never going to guess what you touch.
Okay.
All right.
Someone
We'll
will.
take-
More
we'll take-
important, I think, is the ball inspection technique.
How do you do that,
More
Drew?
damage could be done
During the technique?
Yeah. If
during
it's not done
during the
correctly,
inspection
yeah.
if it's not
Well, that's why.
It's done with a hammer.
No, what do you do? How do you do it, Drew?
How do you do it? You just use
My flashlight technique, not.
If it's a
you
pebble,
can
don't hit it with a hammer. For
Mostly
goodness sake.
it's a squeezing. It's a.
And what are you trying to feel?
You just with the smooth. You just feel the epididymis. You feel the
Not too
contour
hard.
of the test.
Not too hard.
Spermatic cord.
How often should a guy do that?
Once a year.
Once a year? Oh, so
Once a year. So I'm overcompensating.
every time I take a shower. Yeah, well, look, you're allowed to you're allowed to like lather yourself up with soap and do that kind of stuff. That's all right.
That's called masturbation, though.
Oh, okay. Nick,
Yeah.
22.
Yep.
Your girlfriend took the morning after pill,
Yes.
then had sex. What?
2 days later.
2 days later?
Let me tell you the whole story.
Okay.
We had sex Friday with condom. It broke, so we went to get the morning after pill. It's 2 pills, I come to find out. She
Well,
took 1 pill,
Go ahead.
and then on
Yeah.
Saturday evening we ended up having unprotected sex, and then she took the other pill.
Why didn't you take it? Wait. When did you take the first one? Saturday morning?
Saturday, sometime during the day.
I see. And then she took the second one in the evening. All right.
Yeah. And between the two,
Yeah.
we had unprotected sex.
All right.
I was wondering if that decreases the chances, or if that increases the chance of her getting pregnant. And I was wondering what's supposed to be happening is she read the thing on the website, and it said she was supposed to get her period or something within a couple of days.
Not necessarily, but it will screw up a period for a few months. But I think she should be fine. Look, there's nothing more you can do. Let's put it that
So
way.
you take one pill one day,
And then
and
12 hours later, you take the second dose.
and you saw fit to have unprotected sex in between. But by the way, that's what you do when you're 22, right?
I know.
So you had unprotected sex. You couldn't have made it a day with just a BJ, huh? Couldn't have made it one day.
For condom?
Not one day.
I know, I was dumb.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough.
And when let me just ask you something, Nick, because I really have this theory that people start with the best of intentions, which is we're just going to screw around a little bit here, but no unprotected sex. But then once the ball gets rolling, so to speak, it's hard to stop.
Right?
You have hit the nail right on the head, sir.
Right. You're like, look, just a little heavy petting, maybe a little third base action, but that's where it ends. And then somewhere
like-
that chainsaw just gets ripped in you.
Now, that's when the old classic, I'll pull out before it happens.
Right. Yeah.
That's that old chestnut.
Yeah.
The chestnut.
Yeah, it's usually with our listeners, our callers. It's like this. Don't worry, baby. I'm going to pull out before it happens. Oh, all right. I got to eat. What's going on? Clean up. I'm going to go do a pose down in the bathroom.
In the country where you guys come from,
Well, they're different ones.
I know. Emergency contraception, postcoital contraception.
Yes.
They have
Yeah.
no problem.
Sure.
Over the counter, no big deal.
yeah.
Commonly
Yeah.
used.
Yeah.
No big deal. Adam,
Yeah.
I rest my case.
I know.
What's the deal here? What's the problem?
What is the problem
What
here?
is the problem?
What is the
Don't
problem?
get Drew fired up.
Okay.
But yes, we're angered at it. This country is such a paradox, you know. I mean, we lead the world in pornography and high cholesterol food and all kinds of great things that make this
I
country.
believe Norway is giving you a good run for your money when it comes to
pornography?
porn, though.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got to
you
get
been
out there. Change my travel plan. Yeah, Norway's great, but I mean, we burn. We have SUVs that get like 0 miles to the gallon. I've actually just run off pornography. Ooh, that'd be good. An SUV that ran off pornography. The point is what we aren't very progressive in is this morning after pill, and we claim to hate abortion.
Right.
Oh, we got to stop abortion.
Right.
But the same loudmouths that are against abortion are against this pill, which leads me to believe that they're not actually against abortion. They're just sort of pro blowing their trap off.
Right.
Really. They're pro blowhard, they're pro letter writing, they're pro Bible,
everything,
and
yeah.
they can't stand the idea that people are getting laid and not being punished for it because they didn't get laid in high school, they didn't get laid in college, if they do have any college under their belt, and now they're angry that the beautiful people get to get laid and there's no strings attached. Yeah. And they don't look at that. But meanwhile, then that's fine. Like, hey, if that's your opinion, like, hey, I'm angry or I'm jealous or I'm freaked out that you guys are getting laid,
honest
I'm not.
about it.
Just say it.
Yeah.
But instead, they say we're against abortion. Good. Here's a magic pill that's going to cut it in half
Right.
or make it go away. Oh, no, we're against that too.
Yeah, no,
Hypocrites.
it's- yeah.
Well, I'm living proof that you cannot get laid in high school and come and be fine.
Yeah.
And be pro morning after pill.
Yeah.
At the same time.
You can be both.
And also make a nice comeback, I'm guessing, as an adult with the acting and the writing and the movie stuff. Oh, yeah.
Vengeance will be mine.
It's payback time, ladies. Yeah.
All you girls. I hope they're listening.
Lee's crying.
All the way over from Australia.
So you wouldn't go to the prom with me? I met you 15 minutes ago at the Skybar.
Don't look at me.
Right. Totally. You know what? He's close to the truth there.
No, I know. I know how it goes.
Success is the best revenge, right?
You know what
Cary?
you want is a lady. You know who you want your daughter dating? A guy who got a ton of action in high school and is a little burnt out on it by the time he gets to her.
It's boring.
Not a guy who's been without and is hungry. You don't want the guy with the eye of the tiger.
Every single guy that got a ton of action in high school is now living in a trailer, punching out job as a bouncer.
Still had a better life than us.
Yeah, exactly.
Still traded a life. And he just for the 8 months he had in high school, still best to throw it all away.
Right.
If we had it all to do again, you still get laid in high school.
Not getting any action in high school is the greatest motivational thing in the world.
Absolutely.
From Bill Gates to anyone.
Well, now, wait a minute. He was quite the man about campus.
Oh, yeah?
Bill, he nailed everybody on the cheerleading team, the drill squad. Yeah, of course. It motivates you. And there's this weird, it's an interesting question because how much, like you have two sons, Drew.
Yeah.
Now, you don't want them to go without completely, or they could get a little angry. They could become like Leigh. It could become, sort of, they get that or the guys who cooked up
revenge stuff going
Cary and Leigh. Yeah, you become a serial killer, whatever. On the other hand, guys having too much fun, getting too much action, he gets soft.
You want
to be a little bit hungry.
Yeah, get something out of the system, and then
right. You may have to do that yourself, Drew. No. I'm sorry. As a doctor, I think it would be all right.
You got to get enough to know what
put the glove on. It's a procedure. It's nothing sexual about it. It's purely a procedure.
Right.
All right.
Scientific.
Yeah.
I need to do some experimentation.
Here's what you want. Then I think you want your boy to have a little tough 9th and 10th grade, or grade 9 and grade 10, as you guys may know it, and then. We can't just agree on that internationally, by the way, whether it's 10th grade or grade 10. Right. Shouldn't we just go ahead and decide on that? Yeah. We're so close. With Canada, it's like grade 9, and here it's 10th grade or 9th grade. Let's just go ahead and flip a coin and decide what we're going to call it, and then it'll be that way for the world.
In Australia, it's year 10.
It's year 10.
You say year 9, year 8.
Oh, really?
Year 10.
Uh-oh. Wow.
But then...
Now I'm sorry, but you're not in the running.
Hey, look.
Here's what you need to do, Australia.
We did bring Yahoo Serious to the world, so no one can trust us.
And Jocko.
Jacko.
Oi! All right, the point is, no one knows who that guy is anymore.
He's the greatest battery salesman in the world.
I know.
Who's Jacko?
He sold Energizer batteries. He was a former Geelong football player.
He was a big burly bald guy who had somehow, I gotta believe, Men at Work paved the way for Jocko. They really did. There was this, and maybe Olivia Newton-John. There was a weird. We became obsessed with Australia for like 10 minutes in 1983, and then we sort of burnt out on them real quick.
We still haven't recovered. No, we have a national day of mourning.
Yeah. Yahoo Serious took care of it.
It is really Australia was it's like when you move and you discover a restaurant nearby. Oh, greatest Thai food ever, and you eat it 5 nights a week for 3 months, and then that's it. Now then it's 10 years of just driving past it. That's what we're doing with Australia now. We're done.
We still got the Crocodile Hunter,
Crocodile Dundee. Remember him?
Crocodile Dundee. I think he's the one that paved the way for Jocko.
No, because Jocko was around before him.
He was.
Drew, don't give me the lineage of Jocko. I know you know who Jocko is.
I remember Jocko.
Let me show you the chart that I got in the car, please.
We don't want you guys to know it. We're whispering down there going, be quiet. The Americans will hear us and realize we're all having sex, and the morning after pill is freely available.
I know. You guys
come down here and raid our party.
You're lucky you're so far away, because we're like this close to coming over there. We really are, because everybody who goes over there is like, oh my God, it's amazing. You have to go. You have to go, but it's 15 hours on the plane.
21 or something.
What is it?
From LA? It's 16.
16 hours, and it's
there's a layover you have to take that was there on the way.
No, you can take it straight.
You can stop in New Zealand though. Right?
Take it straight
if you want to.
But see, that's the whole thing. It's like everyone says you have to go, you have to go. But then you weigh 16 hours against like literally an hour and 45 minutes to some spot in Mexico on the Yucatan or on the peninsula or something. And it's like, Two, look, I could see if it was 16 hours versus like 12 hours or 9 hours or something, but it's literally 2 hours. We can get somewhere in Mexico, get ourselves some cheap food, and so we're going to be drunk either way. We're not going to remember what's going on. All we know is we've almost drowned twice, but we're loaded.
Right.
All right. I want to go to the Great Barrier Reef.
I know.
That's where I want to
Gorgeous.
go.
Yeah.
Because we heard that's where they have the giant clams.
That's right.
the 500-pound
That's the
clam.
Byron Bay Hotel.
No. They're giant. The giant clams. We're
giant
obsessed with
ones.
those.
The
Here.
ones
Those
that
with the
really-
big scalloped lips.
Does this have
Yeah.
anything to do with the show? And
Is this on?
It should. No, they think it's a double entendre. We're actually
no.
interested in the
Really?
giant clams. We're not talking about a fat
I
broad.
think it's
We're
just a
talking about-
ruse.
No,
I just wanted to use the word ruse.
No. We looked it up on the web one night.
Wow,
We
telling
bored ourselves.
Aussie is business.
Up to 500 pounds.
I was at the Great Barrier Reef trying to convince some British backpackers that I was the hard man of Australia. I was the Jacko
Oh, really?
of this particular boat, and I was like, being an Australian's a daily struggle to survive. Everything here will kill you, from jellyfish to spiders. And I kid you not, 5 minutes after my speech to them, I jumped into the water and was promptly stung by a blue bottle jellyfish. Now, in Australia, we have the blue ring octopus and the blue bottle jellyfish, and I couldn't remember which one kills you. And so I'm screaming at these British backpackers that I've just given the tough man speech to, going, help me, help me, thinking that my flesh is rotting off my back. Wow. And they're like, we don't know what to do. You told us not to touch it. And it turns out I was fine.
We all right? Yeah. Well, that's why I'm not going to Australia. It's not the plane flight.
No.
It's that and the redback spider. Yeah. Yeah. Tough spider there, Drew. Drew, you know nothing about Australia.
No.
Practically a tour
Practically
guide.
nothing.
All right, listen, we got to go on the internet and show these guys a giant clam. It's 500 pounds. It's a giant clam.
it could be a ruse to get you to come and stay in someone's hotel.
No.
Come on down to my hotel. I have the only giant clam in all of Great Barrier Reef. Okay?
I'll look it up right now.
Look it up right now.
Okay.
All right. And by the way, just to give you a scale size of the shell, if a cigarette that would go in this, if you made an ashtray out of it, would be the size of a redwood. Yes, Drew?
Yeah.
Because that's what we do with our wildlife. We take our turtles, we take our clams, we make ashtrays out of everything.
Make them look like they're smoking.
Buy an ashtray the size of the giant clam from our gift shop.
George,
Yes.
you're 21.
Yeah.
What's up?
What happened was back in March, I would say, I was dating a girl. I'm still dating her now. I was planning on proposing to her in December, Christmas actually. Back in March, she was 17, and she had like a dime size, looked like a little bruise on her stomach. And then it kept on growing, and I couldn't really, take her to the doctor myself or anything because I was afraid because she's underage at the time. It's basically not my call.
Today, Junior!
That's your call. How old? How long ago was this?
Adam Sandler.
This is back in March.
And how old was she at the time?
She's 17. Now she's 18.
All right.
And now it's about a dollar size. So I'm wondering if it's wrong of me to kind of drop the hat on her or what I should do because she went to the doctor, found out it's, I guess, morphia is what it's called. Type of.
What is that, Drew?
What do you mean drop the hat?
And by the way, you guys being from lands abroad might think that drop the hat is a popular American euphemism or colloquialism.
Means something
We've never
specific.
heard of it
Yeah.
either. Our
Drop
callers
the
are
hat.
such idiots. I have no idea what he means.
What do you mean drop the hat?
Is that like drop a dime?
No, I'm sorry. It's, if I should go through with the whole proposal and marrying her, I was planning on marrying her next June. I mean, both.
So you're talking about dropping your engagement because of morphia?
That's what I should have said.
Morphia is nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's a little plaque that gets on your skin. It goes away with vitamin E very often. What's
wrong with you, George?
Yeah, what'd they tell you?
Well, the doctors were telling her it's like a type of lupus, and she has to carry an IV around rather than take steroids. And if she takes steroids, then she's gonna.
Oh no! She needs to see. Did she see a dermatologist?
She went actually today to see a rheumatologist down in San Diego.
Dermatologist.
Yeah, she already saw a dermatologist.
Morphia is usually a very benign condition. Very benign.
Well, is there something that sounds close to
Well,
it? That
it's a
No,
he's right. It's a relative of scleroderma and lupus, and if there are systemic manifestations, morphia has a very low probability of being associated with systemic rheumatic disease. Very low.
Yeah, but he's thinking about marrying this girl, and
they're screwing him
up. The doctor's telling her, it might not, you can stop it now, kind of make it dormant, but it can never go away.
Well, George, here's the real question. How are her gums? You've got to give her that look. You have to pull her lip back, check that. Yeah. Check. Look, you're not
George,
you're not buying a pack animal. You're marrying a woman. But I feel sorry for her now, by the way, and not just for the morphia, more for more Ewa.
I would get a second opinion about this because my understanding of morphia is very benign. Unless there is something else there to suggest she has other rheumatic disease, I would really look around for some opinions about this.
Did you get a second opinion?
That's the problem, Dr. Drew. Like, I've been pushing for her because I do care about her, try to have her see. She's gone to maybe 6 doctors so far.
All right. Well, listen.
Why all
George,
these
I hate to say it, but you got to put her down. That's the only thing you can do.
Because
she needs to be put down before she breathes.
Did one scare her, and now she's running around trying to figure out what the actual reality is?
She's not scared. She's just more, concerned. She knows that, she wants to be healthy. The doctors are kind of not giving her a straightforward answer.
Well, it sounds like somebody's scaring her or confusing her.
Well, let her go. By the way, you're in Riverside.
Yeah. Not the 99. We changed the 951, so you can't.
You don't. I assume they only have taxidermists in Riverside. They actually have physicians there. You got to get out of Riverside and get a second opinion.
No, she went to San Diego.
Okay, so George, here's your thing. She's still 17.
No, she's 18 as of.
She's 18.
December.
All right. Don't think about marriage for a little while.
Yeah, you guys are too young anyway. It's a sign. It's a sign you should delay this.
Right.
There you go.
All right.
But I bet yes, delay it. Just because you're both too young.
And I don't trust him.
Yeah.
So just give it a break. Let her get cured.
I'll look up more for you.
Yeah. Drew's going to look it up. But find the giant clam too.
She's got it. She got it.
Yeah. Okay, Michelle has it. Cary Elwes here tonight. Leigh Whannell here tonight.
Yes.
Yeah. Saw. Name of the new movie out this Friday. Scary, scary, scary stuff. We're going to take a quick break. Be right back after this.
LoveLine will be right back. So get your problems ready.
Bravo's giving away 3 scary DVDs to the last caller of this hour, and you'll automatically then enter to win 25 scary movie DVDs. Watch the 100 scariest movie moments this week at 9, 8 Central on Bravo.
Hey, everybody. It's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Jimmy Eat World in here tomorrow night. And tonight we're talking about the movie Saw with Cary Elwes and Leigh Whannell. Yeah,
baby.
1L, baby doll. Man, just looking through Cary's bio here. Forgot all the good movies. I mean, everyone knows Princess Bride and then Robin Hood Men in Tights stuff. But Hot Shots, forgot about that. Yeah, Days of Thunder, forgot about that one.
Right.
And Glory, great movie.
Thank you.
Drew, you ever see Glory?
No.
The Civil War thing.
Oh, I've heard about them. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Great movie. Matthew Broderick and
Denzel Washington, Morgan Freeman.
Great movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Drew, go watch that movie.
What was it about?
No, now.
It's about the first black regiment.
I saw it.
I
did see it. I did see
54.
it. And they all got creamed going to that one. Yeah, that one assault on the beach.
Fort Wagner, exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
You guys research your guests, right?
Oh yeah.
We're just preparing for the show, did you?
Yeah. Hours of prep. Well, we have a noon meeting. And then we break for lunch at about 3, and then we meet back here about 5 o'clock to get started on the show. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Now, here's what happens. I come into the studio at 30 seconds to 10, and I know I'm late because Drew's sitting in my chair, which means he's now
getting ready to start.
The captain is drunk, and he's in the lounge, and the co-pilot is taking over.
The plane.
And it's going to try to land the plane. That's right. But prepare for disaster. And by the way, they did that whole commission thing on that flight that crashed over Long Island, and they said it's because a guy was wagging the plane and trying to, avoid some turbulence or lessen some turbulence of a jet stream of a plane that had taken off before him. And they're doing this sort of pilot error thing.
Right.
But they didn't really explain in the article, the tail's not supposed to break off when you wag the plane.
Yeah.
It's sort of semi-gently.
Yeah, exactly.
They keep saying pilot error, but it's as if you're riding a bike and you try to pop a wheel and the handlebars came off in your hands.
Exactly.
It's like, well, it's the error. The guy made the bike sort of screwed up, it seems like to me.
Yeah, totally.
What is that?
Yeah, really. The tail's not supposed to come off. I mean, that's just...
and if I'm the family of the dead pilot who did the little waggle thing, who was trying to they're trying to interrupt some stream or something, some jet wash from the plane that took off.
Yeah.
The thing snapped off. But I mean, isn't the plane supposed to hold together a little better than that?
You think so?
One would think. And by the way, this I've been talking about this. It's why movies like or shows like Lost send a dangerous message, because the whole back of the plane breaks off. It's wide open,
Really?
and they crash land on the beach.
Wow.
Have you seen Lost?
No,
I did. I saw that episode where it comes off and then people are
It just
flying.
comes off, and people are like, they're like, oh my God, the serving cart is falling out the back of the plane. And then it's like, somebody tell the pilot, we got to bring this thing down soon. No, we're not going to make Kennedy. We'll put it down in Newark. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you have no body. Now, this is where you start the cartwheeling process, by the way.
I had a period of fear of flying when I lived with a metallurgist in Massachusetts, a guy, MIT metallurgist.
Oh,
and
that's bad.
He announced that all metal eventually fractures.
Oh, yeah.
All metal.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That's not-
and it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a probability equation of whether you're going to be on a plane where it suffers one of those.
It's great. There's nothing worse than the blowhard who scares you. It's called catastrophic failure.
It's that one pilot tells you,
Yeah.
2 out of 4 planes crash.
Most of these replacement bolts and bearings coming out of Mexico in the underground. Stuff's never been scoped. None of it's been mic'd.
The irony
Yeah,
is,
we see a crack and we just paint right over it. You know what I mean?
Most of the stuff's rejected out of Europe. We just gobble it up at wholesale prices and slap it right on the plane. No, they don't care. The guys who put the plane together don't fly the plane. No, that
Right.
blowhard guy's freaking you out, and you're like, well, I am going to Australia tomorrow. Well, actually, not tomorrow. Today, it's now past midnight. I'm going to be leaving the airport in 4 hours. All right, good luck. I had the guy. I had this guy. I flew like 2 days after 9/11 and had the. I was literally talking to a guy going, I'm on my way to the airport. Whoa, what for? I'm getting on a plane. Oh, man, no way. And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting on the plane. Oh, wow. You got huevos, my friend. It's like, would you shut up?
Right.
I'm on the way to the airport.
Right, totally.
I'm not, unless you know something.
Right.
Like if there's a bomb on this flight and you don't want me to get on a flight.
Yeah.
But just the general sort of musings of, ooh, wow. Okay, then.
There's a giant leap of faith happening anyway, I think, any time anyone lifts a huge piece of metal machinery and expects it to go through the air nicely and then land in another spot.
I'm never flying again.
No.
The irony of after that metallurgist made that announcement to me is, remember that plane with the fuselage roof lifted off?
Hawaii.
Yes.
Oh,
That
yes.
happened like a month later.
Yeah.
And it's like,
If you're on your way to the airport and you're listening to this, just don't worry
kidding.
about it.
We're kidding.
We're just kidding.
Yeah. Safer and dry.
Here you go. Take
It's only
off. Don't
2 weeks
take
by
off. Do
boat to
not.
Australia. You can
That's
still
right.
see giant clams
Yeah. Yeah.
if you take the boat.
Yeah, and if you take the cruise, do they have cruises to Australia? That's too far. Is it
Take
too
my
far?
lovely cruise to see the giant clam. And then spend a nice evening in my beautiful hotel, home of the famous giant clams of the Great Barrier Reef.
Oi! That's what Jocko would say. Dante? Sure, I can't believe you don't know Jocko. And
I know
can't-
Jocko. I know Jocko.
No, you don't. You know
I remember
Jocko
him.
because I told you about
No,
Jocko.
I remember him on those commercials.
You're the guy who thinks Crocodile Dundee came before Jocko.
Well, I can't remember the chronology, but I
Do you remember
Jocko.
his single? I'm an
joking.
individual.
Oh, really?
Was the song he released.
Really?
Wow.
How'd it go?
It went, I'm an individual, you can't fool me. That was the chorus.
Right.
Also in
Sounds
a
genius.
TV show.
I'm serious.
He was in a TV show out
The
here,
Highwayman.
too.
Right.
Wow. Oh, well, this
That's
is
good.
getting
Listen,
scary.
I'm
Leigh.
from Australia.
Right.
Don't cross me on Jacko.
Yeah, man, they got nothing going on over there.
Did Yahoo Serious ever have any hits in the charts at all?
Not song-wise. After Young Einstein, he released a film called Reckless Kelly, and now I believe he's selling dishwashers or something in Tasmania.
Dante?
My questions are going to my pecker.
Dante. Didn't I punch Dante
Yes,
out?
yes, he's up. Dante.
All right.
Caller
He's not-
goes by Dante.
He's not talking. All right. Screw Dante. Let's talk to a chick. Where's the girls? Lexi? Allison?
Yeah, you're right. Lexi's the only one.
Lexi. All right. Lexi.
Yeah, actually, it's Leslie.
Leslie. Yeah. 14. What's up?
Okay, well, I've been going out with my boyfriend for 4.5 months now, and last Friday, me and his best friend, they've been best friends since they were like 2. Well, we all got high at his house, and my boyfriend, like, I don't know, he took it hard or whatever, and, like, he fell asleep for, like, 20 minutes, and while he was sleeping, well, yeah, basically I hooked up with his best friend, but then, like, me and his best friend started talking, and like I found out I like him, and I don't know what to do because I like his best friend a lot better than him. But like, if I go out with him, then he'll know that we hooked up, and like I don't know whether
this could just carry into adulthood. Like,
Yeah, this
we all go out, me and your wife start making out, and I find out I like her because she smells good, and so we hook up for a while.
It's just anything can happen with whippets.
Yeah, yeah. What were you doing? Were you smoking? Were you doing whippets or were you smoking pot? What were you doing?
Do people still do whippets?
I do.
Yeah, occasionally.
It was just pot. It was weed.
Just weed. And was your boyfriend passed out in the room that you were in?
Yeah, he was next to us.
Oh, and when you say hook up, you just mean make out.
No. Well, like he ate me out and I gave him head.
Oh
And we
my
made out.
God!
In 20 minutes?
With your boyfriend lying next to you?
Wait a minute.
Well,
Where'd you go to finishing school? Bigger question. I'm guessing abroad. Geneva, I'm guessing.
Switzerland, absolutely.
You know? Oh,
Absolutely.
Okay.
But hang on, he was passed out for 20 minutes, she said. So that means everything had to be signed, sealed, delivered. The conversation, the ice breaking,
Right.
the act,
Yeah,
then
there
finish.
Forget the timing.
Forget ice breaking. I think
the Weibos
breaking.
doing it next to the boyfriend.
Well,
That is
Was he in the room, Leslie?
surreal.
it was right next to him.
Right
next
next,
to
to them.
Yeah.
No, if he's listening to this, he's like, what? That's so not cool, man.
We don't all sound that way. Wow, that is horrible. And by the way, I like she slipped this one in too, which is after the copious amounts of oral sex we had, we began talking and discovered we
like
shared
each other.
affection for each other.
But this is what I'm saying in the 20
Oh my
minutes.
God.
Yeah, Lexi.
Leslie.
Leslie. I'm reading the screen.
Oh.
Okay, so your boyfriend was in the same room when you engaged in oral sex with this guy.
Yeah, he was lying next to me.
Are you really angry with your boyfriend? Do you not like him?
No, I like him. I just like his friend better.
Yeah, I understand that, but what
just
to do this
great
is such
respect and affection
yeah, it's
for the
such
man.
a horrible, aggressive act to do
There we
it.
go.
What if he had woken up?
You would have had to kill him, by the way.
Hey, this is so not cool, man.
No, he would just assume he was having a horrible, horrible dream.
Can I ask Leslie if does he know now?
No,
Does
he
your
doesn't know.
He still doesn't know. Well, here's
That's why if
my
we went
advice.
Out, if I went out with his best friend, like he'd know. He'd be like, "Well, what the hell?" You know?
No. What you do is
first of all, you break up.
break up with
Gotta
him,
break
then
up.
wait a month, then start going out with the best friend,
Or
and
maybe
then it's
hide
like
the fact that you've been going out for a while.
But I don't
Well,
want to
well,
wait.
but no.
Like I already hooked up with his best friend again. Like
you can wait a month. I mean, you're only 14.
Yeah, and you hooked up again?
Well, yeah, but he was next to us again, but he was like at the bathroom. So yeah.
You hooked up in the Lexus while he was in the bathroom?
Oh, hold on.
No way.
No
way.
So he's in the bathroom this time?
This is now bogus.
You don't believe it?
No.
Really? Mm-mm. But it's so outrageous.
So outrageous. But how could she time it? What did they do while he was in the bathroom?
Well, first off, this guy moves.
Yeah.
This guy.
He's like,
I'll be right back, guys. Just going to the bathroom.
And this other guy's like a ferret. He just, pow, it's on top and he's done.
yeah.
Or you could continue to go out with the boyfriend and just keep feeding him the whippets or the weed, and then wait for him to pass out.
Leslie,
Yeah.
you say he was in the bathroom.
Yeah, he left. We were in the movie theater, and he just gone for like 5 minutes. We only made out. It wasn't like anything.
Oh, that's refreshing.
That's great.
No 69ing in the aisle or anything.
No.
Okay, using the imitation butter flavoring as a lubricant. Nothing. Wow.
No.
Wow. It's like we turn the calendar back 100 years. I imagine this is how courting was around the turn of the century.
It's this new age of conservatism, compassionate conservatism.
Wow.
Right.
I'd say it's gone too far.
Yeah, I think you need to let the guy know, man.
Yeah.
No,
just
Cary.
end this relationship.
And that's what I mean. End it.
Yeah.
Just end it. Just let him know it's
You're being
over.
very cruel, Leslie. I
Yeah.
don't know why you're being so cruel to this guy.
All right. And by
By the way, she's 14.
you're 14. This is going to end up in disaster, Leslie. What is up? This is going to be like the Hindenburg in a couple of years. Oh, the humanity.
He's going to catch you at some point. I mean, you're just tempting fate there. I think.
Yeah. Ken, how about you reel it in a little bit?
To quote Homer Simpson, welcome to Dumpsville. Population you. Just
Yeah.
get rid of the guy.
Yeah.
And then
2004. Seriously.
You what?
It's 2004.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like it's like the 1800s where like
No,
you know,
right,
like,
But the
court
guy,
for,
you're
like-
leading this guy on. You
Right.
know what
Just
I mean?
break up with your boyfriend, would you?
Please.
Okay.
All right.
You've got to.
And you're going to get pregnant in the 9th grade. Understand? Just slow it down a little. Would you reel it in?
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Well, wait a minute. What do you mean, whatever?
Yeah.
Well, like, what do you want me to do? Like not have oral sex? Is that what you mean, or like what?
I would like you to stop using your sexuality as a weapon. By the way, but in terms of getting beaten up, though, better if someone uses sexuality on you.
As beatings go.
Knuckles. It's a good one. But how about you focus on your friends, a little school, a little bit, something like that.
Your behavior.
I've always been like a very sexual person.
You're sexually abused.
You're 14, unless you're talking about a past life we don't know about. I like this. I like to make these proclamations. I've always been a very sensual person. Oh, the 70s were a great time for me. 20 years before I was born. Then AIDS came along and screwed everything up when I was 2.
She had to have been abused. Has to be an abuse for her.
All right. I don't care. Here's the thing. Break up with the guy. Use 30 condoms and never call the show again. All right? All right. We're going to take ourselves just a little bit of a break. Leigh Whannell here tonight. Cary Elwes here tonight. The movie Saw. Going to see it this Friday when it comes out. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Bravo. Hey, everybody. It's LoveLine. That's Drew out. Getting Cary and Leigh out of the hall there. Sit on down. We're on the radio.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
Unruly guests.
Yeah, you guys are fantastic. Really, we get so many knobs in here. It's nice to have someone with a decent sense of humor and a little education. Yes, Drew?
Yes, Adam.
All right. Did anyone want to call in and guess what Drew was referring to when he said it had a texture of this or felt like this? It's never going to happen, by the way. Cary and Leigh are both here promoting Saw, which is coming out this Friday. It's a nationwide release, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Large scale?
2,500.
And it's the only R-rated horror film that's going to be out this Halloween weekend.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we had some screenings in Sundance. And some of the audience members were like visibly upset and had to be escorted out. I'm not kidding. Yeah,
I like that.
So we're telling people if you're too squeamish, you have high blood pressure.
Stay home.
Well, let's invent another horror film that's coming out on. Let's pretend there's another horror film that's competing with us that's coming out this Halloween weekend. Let's call it The Grudge. Okay. And it stars a cast member of Buffy. Say let's say it's PG-13. Why would you see that film instead of Saw?
You wouldn't. No. And by the way, first off, heard a horrible review by Roper and Ebert, by the way, on that. And number two, how well traveled is that road where the house is haunted?
Right.
Everybody? That's enough of that.
Yeah. How long can you stay in a house when you know it's haunted?
At a certain point, I say you get out.
Get out.
For me,
it's like Richard.
About brunch.
Right.
About brunch. I do breakfast, and then brunch, and I'm thinking about lunch, but I think, no, now I'm out. Spend another night here.
Isn't that a Richard Pryor joke where he said, get out?
Yeah. Yeah. You just get out. It's like Amityville Horror. The house is actually yelling at you to get out.
If you're still sticking around after the house is telling you to get out, you're dumber than you know than you think.
Yeah, really. Yeah, and so who needs that Grudge, by the way? And that Grudge, it has to be promising because that movie made $40 million, I think, its first week out. Surprised a lot of people, and it says to me that people want to see horror movies.
Dude, where's my car?
No, I'm not saying it's good based on the amount of money that it made. I'm saying this is a good thing for you guys. This is opportunity. You know? And I don't understand, by the way, we've talked about this before when you talk about Blair Witch Project, or you just talk about, the Friday the 13th series or Halloween or whatever it is. Why someone wouldn't just take a small budget, make a horror movie, make the money back every time? I don't understand, the huge multi-billion-dollar extravaganzas.
Well, these guys are living proof of how you can do it because they really had an idea to make the movie very cheaply anyway. Why don't you tell them about that, man?
Well, yeah, we were back in Australia and we'd just finished film school, and so we wanted to make a film, put those years of school to use, and we realized we had no money, and so we said, all right, let's pay for a film ourselves, and the cheapest thing we could think of was two guys chained up in a room.
Wow. Right.
And it's just sort of a weird sort of cosmic accident that it ended up snowballing from us doing it in Australia with our own money to doing it over here in LA with Cary and Danny Glover and all.
And getting the financial backing to do it again, do it right, so to speak.
It was living proof that a script will get you. You know.
Did you guys shoot?
They're living the American dream. These guys, I'm telling you, really. Truly.
You saw the scene. That was the first.
They sent us. This is how I got involved. They sent us a little DVD, an 8-minute DVD that these guys have both made, Leigh and James, of a scene that's in the movie, where James is playing the part that's actually played by a woman in the movie, and he has a reverse bear trap.
That was
in
me
his mouth.
playing the part. James directing.
And and he has a reverse bear trap in his mouth.
Wait,
and
what's a reverse bear trap? You mean like a bear trap?
Yeah, and it's on a timer, and if he can't find the key in time, the trap's going. The trap's going to go off and split his skull in two.
It's like almost
it's one of these games
medieval pair of braces that fits into your lower and upper jaw, like.
Oh, really?
Kind of hooks in, and then when it opens, it goes.
So it's a bear trap that doesn't snap closed.
It snaps open.
It's not like a giant clam. It's like when the giant clam yawns.
Right.
It opens and splits your head
open.
Yeah, I'd much rather have my head smashed by a bear trap than split open.
And it was such a compelling little 8-minute film that I sent back an email with just the word "wow" with an exclamation mark, and I just knew these guys had such a vision already. Wow. You know, in the scene, this little doll comes out on a tricycle, and I went, "Oh, these guys are out of their minds."
And did you shoot? And we got to take a break, so we'll get to this when we get back. But did you do a whole movie, or did you do some scenes?
Just a scene.
Just one scene.
Oh man, am I angry and jealous? All right, hold on. We got to take a little bit of a break. I got to pick Leigh's brain while we're on commercial break. Cary here as well. Movie Saw coming out this Friday. We'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
LoveLine.
LoveLine.
We'll be right back.
You know, Drew, smelling good is more than a smell. It's an attitude.
That's true, Adam.
It is?
Yeah. I know how to get that attitude, too.
How? Pray tell.
Axe deodorant body spray.
Hey, everybody, LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Jimmy Eat World in here tomorrow night. Cary Elwes in here tonight. Leigh Whannell in here tonight. Saw, name of the movie, this Friday. Only R-rated movie out on Halloween weekend. Do you know that, Drew?
That's amazing.
And here's the whole thing. Here's the way I feel. I never really thought about it, but if you're going to see a horror movie, you got to go R. Otherwise, it's like, you know, when you go to the Mexican restaurant and you want the margarita, and they go, "We make ours with wine." You're like, "No." What am I supposed to do? Hit myself in the head with a shoe or salt shaker to get effed up?
Right.
Come on, that ain't getting drunk.
No.
That's what the PG is to the horror movie. That's the margarita made with wine.
Yeah.
You know, I have to drink 35 of these before I even begin to catch a buzz.
Wine out of a box.
That's right. We have a box of wine that we mix in with our margarita. Screw you. I need booze. I don't even like to mix in with the tequila. I'd rather just have a margarita with just tequila. But the white wine one, look, don't serve it then. And don't tell me it's good. It might taste good. I'm not getting effed up. Drew, am I right?
You're right, of course.
All right, that's
So
what this movie. That's what The Grudge is. You want a wine margarita out of a box? Enjoy The Grudge. Enjoy. You want
grudge it up.
You want a double shot of Cuervo 1800?
Yeah.
You go see the Saw, my friend.
That's right, man.
You're goddamn right. All right, I'm done, Drew. I have nothing else to say.
That's it? All right, you're done tonight.
I think that was good, but that's enough.
Don't take any calls at this point. Whatever you do, no calls. Do not
what?
take any calls.
What? Don't? You don't think I'll take calls?
We could not play accordion countdown, too.
He thinks he's a boss of me. He thinks because he's a doctor, he can tell me what to do. Well, you know what? Maybe I'm going to take some calls. What do you think of that?
I'll be upset. But
Yeah, look where my finger is, huh? You think you can stop
very
me?
disturbing. So,
Pow. We're going to the phones. All right? All right, smart guy? Keep going. We'll take another call. Ian?
Hey, Adam, what's up?
Drew thinks he can tell me what
Don't
to do. He thinks he can manipulate me. I showed him.
What's up, Ian?
Hey, dude, I just wanted to say I live my life by the Adam Carolla gospel. I use my horn religiously, and I always blow through the red hand arrows. Or the red
good
arrows.
man. Good man.
Yeah.
What's up?
My question is, dude, I can have multiple orgasms on the same erection, and I was wondering if during sex I should take off the condom, like pull out and take off the condom and put on a new one each time?
Yes. No. Take off. You. That's how condoms get torn. That way.
All right.
But that is, by the way, not multiple orgasms. That's a sequence of orgasms.
Well,
Right,
but
okay.
it's our, like we say, same boner, new jizz.
Like we
pretty
always say.
good.
Like we always say.
My grandpa used to say, like the Petridge Farms guy used to say.
It really is like a commercial. It's a morning cereal commercial.
Same boner, new jizz. Yeah.
That just means your factory's working doubly hard. Your next check clears before your last one's been spent.
Yeah, but it's not multiple orgasms.
Exactly.
I'm saying for a guy
Still
who
good.
can't really have a multiple orgasm, that's a
That's pretty
multiple
good.
orgasm.
Okay.
Right.
Is he practicing tantric sex or?
Yeah, what are you doing?
No, not at all.
He's just 20.
That's the way
Yeah.
it's been ever since
Yeah,
I
he's
was
just
12 when
20.
I first started jacking off.
All right. Well, consider yourself in some sort of rarefied, beat-off air.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, you're the best of the best when it comes to beating off. Okay.
All right.
Welcome to Top Gun.
Yeah, they like
Good. Section 8.
Survivor should write a song about you. Yeah. And by the way, is it? I don't know. Where's Sting from? England? I don't want to
Yeah,
offend
he's from
Cary, but
England. It's all
I
right.
find it obnoxious when he goes on like Oprah and talks about banging his wife for 9 hours.
Yeah.
And she's sitting right there next to him, and then they take a tour of one of his many homes. It's like sort of live. Oh, I'm going to explain to you how to live your life, and it's well. And by the way, you always feel like a jackass because it's like what I do is I sleep an hour and a half at night. I get up at 4. We do the yoga for 3 hours. Then it's fresh pressed juice, and then it's tantric lovemaking.
Right, for 9 hours.
For 9 hours, and then it's off to work with the indigenous people of Who the F Cares. and then I got to write another platinum selling CD with more indigenous people. And I'm like, let's see, I roll out of bed at noon. I break wind, I get back into bed, and I beat off, and I complain about my dad.
Those shows aren't as bad as I've just discovered being over here in America. Those look how rich these people are shows.
Yeah.
You know, that Lindsay Lohan took 5 of her friends to St. Tropez. It cost $16,000. The Fabulous Life of Tara Reid.
They do it on MTV too, and they're like, they do that thing too where they're like, Brad liked the new Land Rover so much that he bought Jennifer one, just like, okay, it's a $45,000 car. He gets paid $13 million. It's like one of us driving a moped.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what you do when you have a ton of money. You buy a
Do
car
people
with
like
it.
watching this, though? Do they like looking in their
P. Diddy
dirt
arriving in Saint-Tropez in the biggest yacht ever to arrive in this harbour.
Yeah, once owned by the Sultan of fill in the blank.
Right.
And I know, and I don't know if it really psychologically it has to damage people that are just sitting in the crappy apartment staring at the rust-colored carpet with the TV with the rabbit ears on it, and they're using a pair of vice grips to change the channel. It's got to be brutal, right?
Yeah.
And you know what the thing is, and here's an interesting thought. Shocking that I have thoughts about this, but. They would say, like, I grew up in a crappy house. Not, we didn't have any major problems. A little welfare, some food stamps, and a little depression floating around. And I would
standards.
They would always say, we were poor, but we weren't proud. That's the twist in our family. We're poor, but not proud. We would gladly borrow money from anybody and give it to them and not pay it back. So we're poor, but no pride, Drew, which is a twist, again, for the Corollas. But here's
that too.
Here's what happened. They would have these shows like Sanford and Son, where they lived in a garbage can, and they would say, well, maybe that's not a great message to put across, but the message that was horrible was the Brady Bunch, because everyone loved each other, and they lived in a big house, and they all sat down and said grace. That was the depressing part. It's actually better to watch people that are lower down. It makes you feel like, wow, this guy found someone who's got it worse than we do. Watching the Saint-Tropez stuff and the P. Diddy and all that kind of stuff, it's brutal when you have nothing. It creates envy. And then I think you get unrealistic. You go, screw college. I'm going the P. Diddy route. But you never get, never
There seems
arrive.
to be a whole emphasis now, though, on the bling bling. More than ever. It's
like how rich are they? It's rubbing the poor people's faces in the dirt.
Right, yeah, and the idea that you got rims that never stop spinning, and you're wearing a hubcap size medallion around your neck.
And the guy tries to trick you.
I think we're talking about the Asians, by the way. I think we just go out and say it. We are talking about the Asians. Let's not skirt around the issue. We're talking the Asians with the big triple chrome rims and the Cadillac Escalade.
Did say bling bling.
42-inch plasma airbag.
Right.
Yeah.
Bring.
Bring. Drew, bring.
Got it.
Come on, buddy. All right. Aaron, bring.
Bring, definitely.
Hey, Aaron,
Yeah,
you're 24.
yeah.
What's happening?
Well, me and my girlfriend have been together for a couple years now, and, we wanted to try something new. I've been experimenting with this and toying with the idea, and, she's kind of small. I'm like 6'4" or something.
Hang on. As soon as the guy said there's only two options. That whole intro was
By the way, yeah,
a lead into either A, anal sex, or B, threesome.
If you're her father, let's just say, and you're hearing this conversation, we've been together for some years, and we've been meaning to try something a little different. We're both open-minded. Of course, I'm a big man. She's a small. That's like you're putting a shotgun in your mouth.
Yeah,
you're trying to kicking your shoe off, trying to get the toe onto the trigger, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what you do, right?
Absolutely. and then it's coming. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
Now, I suggested water-soluble lube, but she said no. She's a tough gal. She prides herself. Okay, where's the shotgun?
Pull the trigger. It's gone. So,
Hey,
you've been thinking for some time.
Now, you know my friend Lucius. He's also a large man, and he happened to come over. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right. Aaron,
Yes.
you're 24. All right. So keep going. What'd you do?
The answer is A. I haven't done anything yet.
Nothing.
Drew had this A and B scenario. I said A. No, okay. So, I've tried some stuff, not really all the way, since you already know what the thing is all about. But yeah.
Well, it says here it's about anal sex.
Yeah.
All right. And you want to know if that's a good idea?
Well, because if you go too far and you damage something in there, you rip it. You can't really. I mean, how embarrassing is that when you go in the emergency room? Yeah, doctor, I killed her, or whatever.
Sure.
That's a bad times. Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's bad times, exactly. So that's why I was like, if you do it, is this should you be easy? I mean...
Yeah.
No.
Now, you go 100%. If you go half speed, that's when you get hurt. That's what my football coaches used to say. If you're going to anally rape somebody, you go 110%.
Anything under that, you hurt. That's how people get hurt.
Hell-bent for re-election, they would call it. Gentlemen. Yeah, now grab a knee. Break it down. Let's go. Yeah, is this bogus or what?
I don't know. It's weird.
All right. Let me try to figure this out. Aaron?
Yeah.
What do you do for a living? Something with a forklift, right?
No, actually, I sell real estate.
Uh-huh. Out of a forklift or no?
Yeah,
Wrong?
right out of the trunk of my car.
All right, you sell real estate, and you can't figure out you can't do the anal math?
I can know how you can do it. I just don't want to do it to the extent that it's going to damage,
all right. Well, why don't you
significant loved one?
why don't you leave her alone then?
Right.
You're a big man.
It could hurt her. There you go. It could hurt her. So why bother? She's not into it. It's something you've been ruminating about. She's not asking for it.
Is she?
You can only.
Sometimes they're asking for it without saying anything. I can always tell.
No, it's more along the lines.
It's more of a look.
Yeah, we'll try it, but if not, then I don't want to.
We'll try, but if not, I don't want to. I'm trying to translate that.
Like, if you start to do it and it's if it's uncomfortable, then she doesn't want to.
That's right, and that's when you stop, and that's the end of that.
All right.
Oh,
that's fine.
All
right. Look, I don't know. I don't know how it works in Australia or England, but the anal obsession we have in this country, I don't get it. I don't understand. Call me old-fashioned. It's not. It's
prison sex.
Yeah,
it's aggressive. It's a real aggressive move.
Is it?
Yeah,
is that what it is?
Misogyny.
But don't you think there's an aspect of
no pun intended?
There's
everything's a double entendre.
It really is. There's an element.
Yes.
Okay. Of I want to say I tried it.
Right.
You
always say that, but the guys don't really tell us that. They for some reason can't really even tell us what is motivating them.
Is there also sort of an element of it's out there? Most 24-year-old guys who have a girlfriend though look at it more as a sort of cadaver for them to experiment on.
My sense is they kind of want to hurt a woman with their penis.
Ooh.
They're kind of looking to.
It'd be nice. Yeah. I'd like to just say I did that once.
Right.
I'd have to get a running start.
I think that is. It's like ticking off boxes, isn't it? It's like you want to. Everybody wants to appear like they're really sexually open and free, and they've tried. No one wants to appear repressed, like they haven't done it.
Nobody wants to be lying on their deathbed and say, "I never cornholed abroad." You know what I mean?
Or spent too many hours at the office. Those are the
Right.
two things that you
Right.
say.
Drew, I had to do motivational posters.
You really should.
Eagle soaring over the Alaskan tundra, and it says, nobody wants to be lying on their deathbed.
Yeah.
And by the way, is that a different bed than the one you normally sleep on, or is anyone you're going to die on? As a doctor.
It's usually different.
But you don't have it labeled deathbed at the hospital, do you? That's a bummer. Will you move them onto the deathbed?
Well, you show it to the patient, you bring it in. Just put them on the deathbed.
You put them on the deathbed. All right, they know because there's a body being rolled off of it as they
You're
get
not
on.
even giving me a fighting chance. I'm on the deathbed.
Sorry, you're on the deathbed.
I'm not dead yet.
Where's a trailer hitch on so we can drive it to your grave? So it's a picture of an eagle, and it says, over the Canadian Rockies.
Ooh, nice.
Over the Canadian Rockies.
Tetons.
And it says, nobody wants to be on their deathbed and say they didn't cornhole abroad.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Very moving.
Powerful words.
Yeah.
Motivation.
Maybe John Denver's picture next to it.
Yeah. I
In
like
Australia,
those.
the rule, one finger at a time.
Oh,
That's
right.
the rule.
Yeah.
Just go
Smart.
slow. Start small.
One finger at a
I
time.
mean, you can always find out if someone's into it or
Yeah,
not.
if she's not into it, I wouldn't.
If she
pursue it.
can't
Could
handle
only
an
hurt her.
index finger, then
Could only hurt.
Yeah.
There we go. Keep going.
All right.
Move on.
All right. So one finger at a time. And if you run out of hands, by the way, though, maybe she's not a keeper. Maybe don't marry her. That's all. You got to start getting your feet involved. You know what I'm saying, Drew? Start rolling into the toes. Maybe you got a problem. Lindsay, maybe she should have went C-section. Huh? Lindsay, you're 16.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Okay, well, my parents are recently divorced, and my mom has a new boyfriend, and he spends the night sometimes, and my bedroom is right below theirs, and I can hear them
Yeah.
Oof.
a lot.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, how to approach this issue.
Are there other siblings in the house?
Yeah, my brother,
How old is he?
he's 12.
Oh, I think he's hearing this too.
Where's he?
His bedroom's a little further away on the bottom floor, but...
You know what you should do? Take a broom into your room, and when they start that up, and just smack the ceiling. They will freak out, I suspect, when they realize that you can hear it.
Oh, God.
And then your mom will have to talk to you.
No. But that's weird. That's
or
weird.
she could paint her face
It's
up
weird.
with kind of-
Listen, it's weird of the parents to put this poor girl in this position in the first
it is.
place.
Oh, what do they want? Go ahead, Lee. Sorry.
She could stand at the end of the bed with kind of that shining-esque, pale, dead face makeup and just stare at them until they see her.
Well, and I
That
don't...
would-
Right. Freak them out.
Then they know that I know, and it's creepy anyway, and I...
Yeah, they can't know you know. That's
what do you
that's
do?
weird. I'll tell you what you're gonna do. First off, you gotta get those little foam earplugs. You gotta plug your ears up. And you gotta get some kind of little noisemaker, like a little fan or a little white noise thing. Makes the sound of the ocean. That's it.
I worry about the mom that's getting this far out there. That
She got a new beau. It's been a little dry spell. This guy's excited. They don't live in a castle. What are they gonna do? Hump in the kitchen? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lindsay?
Yeah.
Is it a small house?
Not really, no.
Oh, really? Can he take? Is there other? But they don't have other bedrooms or anything, right?
No. I mean...
But you're not willing
Not
to
like
put
all-
her on notice in any way that you know. You want to hide that you know.
How about you?
I'm
You do
not
it
worried.
jokingly.
I'm less worried about her knowing than I am about him knowing, because he's new and I'm still kind of weird about him, and I don't know.
In what way weird?
Well, just he's kind of slimy, and
Don't talk to him. Don't even deal with him. It's really between you and your mom.
Well,
Yeah, really.
This isn't a stepdad. This is a boyfriend.
yeah, a new one.
And she's had other boyfriends that you disapproved of.
Oh, this is the first one.
And where's Dad?
He's around.
He's around, but how recently did he leave?
No, well, he didn't leave per se. I don't know. They got divorced, and it was a pretty mature thing. It was just and I go to his house half the time, but when I'm at my mom's and her friends over.
Yeah.
Maybe you ought to move back to your dad's.
What?
Look, here's the way you do it. You do it jokingly. You say to Mom, "Wow, sounds like somebody had a good time last night upstairs," and hopefully that's enough just to give her a little jab, a little shame, and she reels it in. If not, then you start getting into the earplugs and you start getting into the noisemaker. Nothing wrong with that. Let me tell you something. Hold on. Lee's got something to say,
Well,
too.
I was just going to say that I had experience with this, not so much with the hearing sounds, but with parents separating. New boyfriend comes in, and I had to share the house, and it's not good. You have to tell she has to tell her mother about this because it's just she has to live there in this house. If you're uncomfortable in your own house at that age,
she needs some self-respect. To be able to,
and no one, she won't want to come home. She'll be uncomfortable in her own house.
Absolutely, she'll get depressed and be bad.
Leigh, by the way, is a product of a dysfunctional family, as am I.
Oh, yeah.
Drew, you don't know what it's like.
We put the funk in dysfunctional.
Are you too, Cary?
Oh,
parents?
man. Hey, name me one that isn't.
Dr. Drew over here.
Right?
Parents, I could say something.
They still love each other.
I went through the same problem. When I was like 10 or 11, my parents were at it, and I just walked in the bedroom and stood at the foot of the bed, and they immediately...
Like the girl from The Shining.
Yeah. And they immediately got up, and my dad just got on off of my mom and said, "Oh, what's the matter, honey?" And I said, "I can't sleep."
Wow.
And
what'd they say? They talk about it?
They didn't say anything. They just my mom hid under the covers. Oh. And my dad they never talked about it again. And,
and that stopped them?
Kind of for a little while, but then it went back on. So I started sleeping with the Walkman. And
really?
But you were 10 at the time?
Yeah.
Did it screw you up?
I think I am.
No, that experience, did it traumatize you?
Oh, yeah, it totally did. I was so fearful of sex, and I just didn't... it just traumatized me. Yeah. So I, began listening to sports talk radio and fell asleep with the Walkman every night, and so I have bad hearing.
Why is it that it's so hard to even think about your parents having? Is there a psychological reason for this, where it's just like you shiver?
And Drew, what is that? I mean, is human beings, evolution and all that, people living in confined areas, huts, caves, large families, why? How would that serve us to be grossed out by our parents, sexuality?
Well, it prevents, a number of things. It prevents the consanguinity of genes. The same genes being shared by the same people.
Oh, you mean like dad, I got a little something left for you, Junior?
No, well, this is even worse than brother and sister sharing genes. Like son and mom sharing genes, genetic material.
Yeah.
You end up with some bad mixing.
Psychologically, it's just something.
I think it's more than psychological. I think there's a psychological process to it, but I think it is something evolutionarily serving us from an evolutionary perspective.
Well, it's an interesting thing, which is you talk to Drew, and whatever bizarre sort of thing that we think is a idiosyncrasy or it's just sort of societal moray or something like that, you start breaking it down, you start realizing there's a reason for it. Sort of biologically.
Somewhere in there.
Right. And so you would say this is it.
Yeah, to prevent the genetic...
Because millions of years ago, Dad still had a boner left and was going to use it on the kid.
Or the son on the mom.
Or the son on the mom. That's right.
And that's theoretically, there's something that's in us. There need to be motivation against that, very strong sort of disgust and things.
So we're freaked out by it.
Yeah. So when people break it, and obviously it does happen, that's just them fighting against it.
And imagine what it happens to family system. I mean, what happens in romantic or sexual relationships already. I mean, the kind of chaos that erupts. Imagine if that's going on within a family.
Right.
The family wouldn't survive. The individuals wouldn't survive. They can't.
Right.
In nature, they never would get by.
She's my sister. She's my daughter. She's my sister.
Drew, you don't know the weirdness of when the new dad or stepmom, or not even the new dad. It takes 10 of them before you get to the step one. You got the weirdo boyfriend guy who's hanging around.
Right.
Weirdo chick du jour from The Office who's 20 years younger, who's hanging around.
So weird for the kids.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
Oh, the guy's humping your mom.
This is your uncle. Yeah, how about that choice?
Yeah, that's weird. Oh, we're going camping. My mom was a hippie, too. She was like, we're going camping with Uncle Zorback. He's got a microbus. What are we doing? We're going to eat some peyote in the desert and freak out. Fantabulous. That's what. By the way, I'm scheduling therapy for 20 years. I wish I put you down twice a week.
Tell them what happened. Tell them what happened.
Carbon monoxide poisoning. I could have been a genius. I really believe I could have been a genius had it not been for the carbon monoxide poisoning.
You can see just the occasional bursts of what could have been.
Yeah, you see a little flash.
Just a flash.
Little flash every once in a while. Right.
The back of the bus was open. He was sleeping back there, and the exhaust was coming right in on him.
So this was a true story about Zorback.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Zorback. Yeah, you can't make up Zorback.
Yeah, those are pretty hard stories to make up.
If I was a genius and hadn't been poisoned by his exhaust, I could have made that up. But instead, I have almost no creativity because of the carbon monoxide poisoning. But let me tell you, I'll tell you an important thing I learned about carbon monoxide is as far as people use it to commit suicide. Perfect way to go, because you get tired. I was sleeping in the back of this bus, this hippie bus, with I had a screen door for like a back, the back window was like a sliding screen, and it was open. What you don't realize, if you ever drive around a car and you open the hatch, you just breathe the exhaust of the car, creates a vacuum or something, and especially old cars.
Right.
Which is crazy, too. Like, you drive behind a Honda now, you forget what it was like back in the day. You drive behind a car, you like, that guy's running a little rich. You got to rejet that carburetor. I mean, you can smell what kind of fuel the guy's burning and stuff. So, you get tired, and then you go, I'm just going to fall asleep, and 200 miles later, you're getting,
brain cells
you wake up dead. Oh, no, listen, if it weren't for that one trip with Zorback, I would be in some lab right now, and I'd have a stick. I'd be pointing at things. And I'd be asking a guy to change the next slide, and I'd be surrounded by like Indians and Asians, and they would all want to know what I thought next about something, and I'd be talking. It'd be huge. Instead, it's 14-year-olds who got a boil on their coos. That's what it's turned into, and I blame Zorback. That's all.
It is Zorback's fault. Well, it's your mom for bringing Zorback around.
Oh, don't worry. She's paying.
Oh, no kidding.
Don't worry. All right, let's take a little break. Saw, everyone, coming out Friday. Only R-rated movie out this entire weekend. It's Halloween weekend. Again, you want that margarita with a box of wine? What's that, Drew?
And 1R horror film.
That's right.
R horror film.
The only R horror film.
What did I say?
You said a 1R horror film. I don't know. A 1R.
The only R horror film.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, I think I said
It's
that.
the carbon monoxide.
Wow. Come on, Drew. What's your excuse, by the way? Your parents stay together. You didn't get monoxide poisoning.
Something happened
What'd you do?
tonight. Wow.
All right, buddy. Let's take a little break. We'll be right back.
Thank you for calling LoveLine. Your call will be answered in the order it seems interesting.
Call LoveLine. Call LoveLine. Love 191.
LoveLine is brought to you by Sprint.
Hey, yo, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Cary Elwes here tonight, along with Leigh Whannell. And these guys are both involved, starring in, and Leigh wrote the new movie Saw. We just had a screening out here, and we had some very excited young fans just make their way into the studio. Although I'm guessing these guys seem more frightening than the movie could ever be.
Those are K-Rock
really?
guys, yeah.
All right.
Employees.
All right. I'm going to take the escape pod out in case they're out there. They came in. They were excited. They saw the movie tonight. What did they say, Drew? I was making number one.
People were out of their seats the last 10 minutes of the film.
Really?
And people were yelling at the screen so much.
White people. Wow. Oh? Maybe. Okay, well, the point is everyone was out of their seat.
Everyone was out of their seat yelling
at the screen.
Yeah.
That's right.
Asian.
That's right.
Across the board.
I'll tell you when I realized this movie was officially happening was only a few weeks ago when they played us the television trailer, and the voice of God was on there. That guy. It was like, critics are calling Saw the scariest film of the year.
Yeah,
and that guy, the voice of God, he's like a walking money factory. Every trailer, what's the guy's name?
I don't know, but he does everything. He's like,
but he's just
in a
that
land
voice.
before time.
Imagine a world. But when he comes on and critics are calling Saw the scariest film of the year.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's you've arrived. It's really like if you're a fighter and Michael Buffer says, "Let's get ready to rumble." It means you've arrived.
Yeah.
That's you've arrived.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Or at least buy someone's ear off.
Wow. It's like Anderson, ready to rock. Hey, Anderson, do you have my what's my trailer? Remember the guys from Arrested Development came in here?
Oh, yes.
And one of the guys did a lot of voiceover stuff for like Dodge, and did a lot of TV voiceover work, and we did the hack. In order for Hack. Do you have that, Anderson?
In order to reach these kids, Hack will have to become a rapist.
See, that was my idea. Maybe this could be another movie here. Here's my movie idea. It's a guy. It's every TV trailer is this week on Hack. In order to catch a counterfeiter, Hack is going to have to become a rapist. See, everything ends with rapist. You'd think he's going to say counterfeiter, but it turns out he loves rape so much. And it's every week. And this week, in order to catch an international jewel thief, hack is going to have to be, and then it'd be rapist. Everything's
it's messed up.
It'll never get
rapist.
These guys,
it's wrong.
I bet these guys would appreciate your theory on rape.
Well, it's not a theory.
Well, your description of rape.
Well, I mean, it's a fact. It's an act.
Yeah, it's
not
a violent.
It's not
crime,
a sexual.
Right?
It's not a sexual act.
You've heard that, right?
It's not.
Rape is a violent act against women.
It's violent.
Yeah.
It's violent.
It's not sexual.
It's not a
Nothing
sexual act.
sexual about it.
It's a violent act.
Yeah.
But you come. But it's no. It's no
Nothing
different.
Sex. No
different than if I just clubbed Drew over the head and came. But no different than if I went into a liquor store and just robbed it and violently, came and then took the money. It is no different. You understand, Drew?
Same thing.
It's an act of violence.
Ejaculate.
Yeah, you come, but it's violent. That's the point. That's my point. All right, Drew, are you done offending? Can we move forward? It's not
not violent. But
you do. You do have it.
It's a violent act that involves cum.
That's right. That's right.
Not sexual. Nothing sexual.
Nothing sexual about.
How dare you?
I don't know when did it. By the way, I don't know when that became popular. About 10 years ago, that decree had to go down. Like, I think it is sexual for the guys who are actually having the orgasm.
Of course it is.
It doesn't make it right, but it's sex. It's not consensual sex. It's not loving sex. It's a crime. But why do we have to do that? Like,
pretend it's something that it isn't.
Yeah, it's incredibly sexual. I'm guessing for the guy who's doing it because he can't stop.
Listen, when it's like saying pedophilia is not sexual, zoophilia is not. People that have distortions of their sexuality, that is sexuality to them.
What's a zoophilia?
What do you call it when
animals?
When someone's turned on by killing, just by killing, not by.
That is a sexual perversion. And that's the same kind of stuff. Yes, it's a violent act, but it's just got a sexual thing for him.
It's like Jeffrey Dahmer. He enjoyed drilling holes in people's heads and pouring the boiling water in, but he was sexually turned on by it.
Okay.
Nice.
We got to go to phones.
I'm getting weird out here. True. This is the guy that wrote that goddamn film.
I know. No, wrote it. Lived it. It's a documentary.
Critics are calling Saw the scariest film of the year.
Where's that pod you were talking about?
Rapist. All right. Mike.
Yeah.
You're 22?
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Well, I had a couple things. I just wanted to say hey to Cary. I'm an ex-Civil War reenactor, and I thought that's got to be one of the best movies, Glory, that depicts the Civil War that I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you, man.
You're gay. What kind of actor?
He was a ex-Civil War reenactor, until he took a pretend musket to the sternum and had to pull out.
Where did you do this?
What? By the way, you hang up your fake
at 22,
your fake musket and your knee-high boots at 22. This, by the way, this is stuff somebody's supposed to get into.
You know what? He was a drummer boy.
I moved away from where I used to do it. So
really, which regiment were you part of? A certain regiment or something?
Yeah, I started off in the 79th New York, the Scottish Highlanders. Then I switched to cavalry. Did the 2nd Massachusetts, which is also the 1st California regiment, the Cal 100, out of San Francisco.
Right. Wow.
And then the 2nd South Carolina Sharpshooters, and ended with the 1st Marine Corps Presidential Detail.
Wow. You're gay. So you played both blue and gray?
I had to. I'm from the South. So I had to do it a little bit.
So did you get really involved in it where you like traveled and pitched tent? Like, because I met a lot of these guys and
scary
pitch tents and feed themselves around a campfire and the whole thing.
Yeah.
Show you pictures of their wives that were done in like old Tintachrome pictures and stuff.
Locks and big things of hair. Their wife brought this with me.
I didn't do all that. I did used to, I pitched my A-frame and everything, but I never went back east. I've eaten hardtack, but I much prefer a steak.
Right.
I'm not into the hardcore stuff.
Right.
Isn't it freaky though? Like when your sergeant is like dressing you down and saying that we gotta make Bunker Hill by nightfall, and you're like, Ron, we're going to work on Monday, though, aren't we? And he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, Private. And you're like.
So people don't realize how dangerous it is. It's like, no, Chad, I'm General Lee.
Right.
You fights break out like anything.
That's actually kind of another reason why I kind of got out of it. It gets way too political, and people just
I shot you. You should be dead, man. I shot you 3 times already.
Yeah.
Is there much into reenactment people dating going on? Just trying to bring it around to the sex thing. Is there much, is there a lot of love happening within these groups? Is it a good social...
In the A-tents?
Yeah.
It's kind of carny atmosphere.
I never got into it, but yes, very much so.
Oh, I mean, I bet the chicks rival those at the Renaissance Fair in the pig factory.
Is there any other country?
It's got to be brutal.
Where people do that?
Oh, sure, they do it in England.
In Australia, they have the medieval thing, and
in England they do the Civil War thing. The English Civil War. These guys come out, muskets, the whole thing. Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's nice to know. Actually,
I'm sure they do it every France, Germany. I'm sure they all do it.
Well, I don't know about France.
Yeah, France.
The French are doing it daily, just living their lives.
Jean-Claude, you didn't lay the arm down correctly. We put it down and then we drop it, and it hands up. There you go, perfectly single file, perfect. All right.
If you were going to reenact a period, maybe Adam, which one would you choose if you had to be a part of something?
For me, I go World War II. I got the street sweeper. I got the Tommy gun. That's Rat Patrol all the way. I got the helmet with the net in it. Not sure why, but the net's in there, and I'm firing rounds off into the air. Yeah, we're dug in the beach. I'm on the talkie with the huge thing. I'm calling it air support.
Talkie that weighs like 40 pounds.
The LA police call it. There's a man on Venice Beach dug in, firing rounds. We have a suspect. A 211 in progress.
He's got a mortar that's made of plastic PVC piping. It's not going without a fight. He's just dropped a beanbag into it. He's waiting for something to happen.
So anyway, what's your question, man?
Oh yeah. World War II. Yeah. Oh man. P-51 Mustang flying overhead.
In Irvine.
What they do?
World War II reenacting in Irvine.
Got to get out there.
They'll do anything in Irvine.
All right, so
men will get into anything, anywhere.
I went and saw the Pixies in Irvine last.
Any excuse to get out of the house. So, Mike.
Yeah.
So the question is, what?
Okay, my girlfriend's ex-boyfriend. He's actually British, so Cary might know about this, but I hope not. He gets off popping like beach balls. So
popping what?
Rubber, like kickballs and stuff. And I wanted to know what causes such a weird, effed up fetish.
What do you mean? He does that during sex?
No, he doesn't even have to have sex to do that. He's he like gets off on watching people pop a ball.
You mean he like ejaculates when that happens?
I didn't go as far to ask that much.
What's he popping? What's he popping the ball with?
I'm guessing his hands.
Well, he needs help. Clearly, the guy's got some issues.
It's hard to really. No one knows for specifically or explicitly what causes fetishes.
Yeah.
They still argue about why people get preoccupied with feet and they get preoccupied with S&M type fetishes. But the fact is, something happened when he was growing up that was overwhelming and very sort of arousing to him, or maybe terrifying to him, and that gets converted into something, a source of arousal in adulthood.
Popping beach balls,
yeah,
though.
Really? Why?
What's the weirdest one you've heard of, Drew?
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I can't think of any. We've heard some weird ones. They're all pretty standard.
That beach ball
That's
one's
up there, isn't it?
I like it when a beach ball is popped.
I think
that's when I really get turned on.
I like
if there isn't a beach ball involved. I'm afraid I can't be involved myself.
I think you'll find that.
I like the fact that he figures about 80% of people from England are involved with this fetish.
Cary must know.
No, I've never heard that before.
But you don't come from a long line of beach ball poppers.
Yeah, right, exactly. There's a whole contingent of beach ball poppers where I come from.
His crest is a guy sitting on actually puncturing one with an erect penis. That's his family crest.
It started when we went to Butlins on a nice, lovely summer afternoon in the freezing cold water off Cornwall when a beach ball headed my way and it burst overhead. And at the same time, I found myself absolutely ejaculating. It was extraordinary. And now I have to have a beach ball in the room every time.
I'll tell you, he is the Benny Hill of...
True.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Of Benny Hill?
Both
Anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, but no. Turns out you're from the same place.
I think one day we're going to find that there are sort of characteristic things that can happen during development, because there are only so many fetishes, and something happens, some sort of source of terror, and it becomes a visual focus for males. I think pretty much only happen to males.
Yeah.
These weird fetishes.
Yeah, women don't have that.
Yeah, and it converts into something as they mature. It's very hard to understand. I wonder. It makes me think. I wonder if mom was pregnant or something weird, some kind of weird, some image that got converted.
I hear you saying the word weird a lot.
Yeah, well, it is weird, but it got converted into some sort of thing about fantasy. Balls. Who knows? It's
All right. I'm just thinking about the stark contrast between the Civil War play and then coming back to the harsh reality of.
Now, is this guy a friend of yours? Who's your girlfriend's ex-boyfriend? Boyfriend?
This is my current girlfriend's ex-boyfriend.
Is he an okay guy otherwise?
I think he's pretty effed up. He works for a German porn company. So
there you go. Well, there you go.
For you sometime.
Mike, be honest. Be honest. And we got to take a break. But do you ever use the powder horn on the old lady? You know what I'm saying?
No, that's one of it before the Civil War. Never had to use one of those. I had rolled cartridges.
No, I meant on the. You know what I'm saying? I mean using the horn. They didn't use the horn. They used the rolled cartridge. Well, there you go.
Between the German porn and the beach balls and the Civil War reenactment, you got a strange circle of friends.
Yeah, really. So this guy's hanging out still with your girlfriend?
He's gone. He hung up.
We're taking a break. We're hanging up.
By the way, you know how long it would take me to load a musket with a charging regiment coming at me?
Right.
Hour 20, hour 30 minutes. Just fiddling, things falling off.
That's when you get the dressing down from the sergeant.
Yeah.
This is what I love about the right to bear arms, this Constitution. When that was written, they were firing these muskets that I couldn't hit you from here.
Same thing as an automatic banana clip.
Yeah. Same thing. 70-round banana clip. Same with the cop killer hollow points in there. That's what the founding fathers had.
Yeah, that's what they had in mind when they wrote.
Armor-piercing bullets.
Right. Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's what they wanted. All right, we'll take ourselves a little break. We'll be right back after this.
Hello? Who's this?
This is LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine will be right back.
LoveLine is brought to you by Bravo. Watch the 100 scariest movie moments this week at 9, 8 Central on Bravo.
Hey, everybody, it's LoveLine. I'm Adam. That's Dr. Drew. Jimmy Eat World in here tomorrow night. Cary Elwes in here tonight. And Leigh Whannell. Also, I got that right?
Sure.
Whannell. No, it's not Whannell.
Whannell.
Yeah. The name of the movie is Saw. And we had some people that were so excited about seeing this movie. They came in here and had to give props to Cary and Leigh, by the way.
Had signed little doll version.
Excited. Just got done seeing a screening, a special K-Rock screening of it. And people yelling, screaming, vomiting in the aisles, making,
screaming for their money back,
making in the aisle.
Making. Your soul comes out like soft swirl when you see this movie. Absolutely. And rated R, everybody.
Only one. Did I say it right this time?
Yeah, you did.
Only one.
That's
Only
right.
a horror film this weekend.
This Halloween weekend. And I do mean it, and I made my margarita analogy earlier, but I do feel like it's like if you're going to, like, it's like seeing a porn movie that's rated, NC-17 or something. It's
you ever watch this soft porn on the hotel?
Let me think. Yes, Dave. Thousands and thousands of hours of it.
I thought that would insult your sensibilities.
Well, first off, it's all
break the TV.
There's a time when it's all I had.
Oh, yeah.
So what are you going to do? Is a prisoner insulted that you give him bread crust and tap water?
Sorry. I don't mean to bring that period of your life up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, of course I've moved on.
Of course.
Man, if I moved on. It's weird.
Adam has a bunker of porn.
Yeah, but
really?
It's carefully guarded. He has to put his face into this scanning device. Let him in.
Well, I've had problems.
I'm going to try and break in there doing that Tom Cruise Mission Impossible thing where I lower myself down.
And many times. He's got a laser device.
Yeah, it's awesome. And by the way, let me. Here's another one of those movie conventions that I think never actually happens. You know, I'm obsessed with these things where the guys there's a horrible storm at sea, and then they wakes up the next morning on the beach, passed out.
They're washing.
What
up.
happened? I washed up. Right. I must fall asleep 20 nautical miles out, 30 knots, 80 knot
20
winds, swells, hypothermia, and I just wake up on the beach. Okay, that's one thing that never happens. But the other thing, when they start crawling through ducting. That's happened in Mission Impossible. First off, I can't imagine air ducting is that well lit from the inside. I imagine it to be a dark place.
Yeah,
I couldn't see financially, like when you're building a commercial building, all right, we need lighting for inside the ducting. Phil, are you high? Let's take the rest of the week off. No, we don't need lighting inside the ducting.
It's got to be big enough to handle 2 people.
It's got to be big enough. And a 300-pound black man is going to be able to lower a 200-pound man with a cable down the thing.
Yeah.
But I've built many places. The ducting is held on by thin strap that's like fired into the cement slab that's above it on the floor. Couldn't hold anything. Barely holds its own weight up. It's like a mobile hanging over a crib.
Well, the great thing about Mission Impossible was they get in there and it's like Fort Knox. It's guarded lasers. You got to get through finger scans, eye scans, and then they get into the duct and there's a rat in there. That's what upset them. The rat running loose in the duct.
Yeah, well lit, spacious duct. And by the way, it just becomes a way, almost a form of transportation. This duct, like you want to get to that. You want to take the hallway. You want to use the duct.
Or you use the laundry chute. Just
shoot. Yeah, we'll just kick the thing out, hop in the thing. I would say it has been utilized in 150 movies, but once in a while a prisoner wiggles through something, but that's about it. Yes? Yes. And it's got to be filthy, by the way. Look at your air conditioner. It's got all that soot and all that crap stuck in. It's always squeaky clean. It's like, you don't even put a little dust in there?
The CIA have squeaky clean air ducts.
That's right. It's polished chrome. It's well lit.
Even the rat doesn't leave any mess behind it.
No, it's no rat crap. Come on. All right, I'm glad. That's not in Saw, is it?
Write the script with the first realistic duct.
Yeah,
orientated.
It could be a duck scene where the guy looks in it, he can't see anything. He starts to climb up into it, and the whole thing collapses, and he's caught and tortured.
There you go.
All right.
The Chicago Sun-Times is calling it the greatest duct scene ever produced in film.
Critics are calling Duct Wars.
Run, don't walk. If you're a fan of ducting or any HVAC work at all, any forced air heating, it is the HEPA filter of ductwork movies. Oh my God, look what time it is, Drew.
Oh, you're enjoying yourself so much. We got to take a break.
I'm really enjoying my
Jeff wanted to talk about anal sex, though, here.
Jeff?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, the anal ship sex is sailed. We're out of time. The USS Bunghole is sailed. We're out of time. I'm sorry, sweetness. We just got to take a break. That's all.
Let's do that.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, guys, bottom line, here's the deal. Looking to hook up? Sick of wasting time with the wrong person? One call's all you need to make. Call the date line. The date line. 877-889-DATE.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
1-800-LOVE-191.
We'll be right back.
Well, that's the show, everybody. I want to thank Cary and Leigh for coming in here tonight and being delights.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us, man.
Our pleasure.
Really, thanks, guys.
Our pleasure.
Did we change some lives?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Go see Saw coming up this Friday, everyone. R-rated, big Halloween weekend. Forget that Grudge. Knock it right off its high horse and replace it with Saw. All right. God bless the two of you. Come back anytime, any projects, any movies. We'd love to have you.
Thanks.
Jimmy Eat World tomorrow night. Until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
Looting the streets of Boston overrun by rioters. Once again, the fruit of peace has become the jam of war. I'm Azim Akram, BBC News, as Boston burns.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or the station. The producer for LoveLine is Annie Gold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.